What's good, YouTube? And welcome to YCS Hype, absolutely wrecking the... Wait, what's that? Prices are down? But Jesse Cotton one, that's a huge... Oh, it's Banlist Fear season, and with that, we had a 900-person YCS, only for California, by the way, with tons of people groaning about the format, and the Konami blog dropping a hint. These decks seem to be on top, but there's a ban list around the corner, playing into fears where people are already skittish, and with that a little I told you so on this coming back down to under triple digits. But before we get too far into that, I actually want to stop and say thank y'all. Without you, I wouldn't be able to complete a collection I've been working on for a long time, and in 1 or 2 more mail days, it will be complete, but I got the biggest piece by far in, which is the SM51 PSA 10 Blue Eyes. So the collection I'm working on, and check this out, it actually flashes blue, which is really cool, and a rarer form of the Blue Eyes. I know the glare makes it a little hard, but it flashes from blue, from the deep purple that it's supposed to be, which is a special version. I didn't buy it for that. I actually bought it as a regular one with a bit of a discount for a scuffed case. So Bilingual Duelist has a really cool video on that. I couldn't be more hyped though. And for those in the stream, you know I've been working on that a long time. But how my sponsorships work, or their discount codes or affiliate links where I don't take things on top, and when I do, it's like product that we bust during streams. And I want to always have y'all's interest, so in that payment system, the sponsors hold money from you and hand it to me, and it's not really the sponsors paying me, it's y'all. So without that, I wouldn't be able to collect cool things like that, and I really did want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because that's been one that's been a bit of a white whale for me. I was waiting for the graded market to drop to a certain amount, and I am so very happy to get that one, and the fact that it's the actual kind of blue shimmering effect. That is just awesome. That being said, back to the TCG cards you're probably here for, but I couldn't help that one. Fiendsmith Engraver is very heavily being sold around 95, 96. Now, if it dodges the ban list a good amount, of course it's going to skyrocket, probably past where it was in the format. But tons of people are speculating Beatrice is going to be the hit, and you can see she's already fallen about half in price from where she was, $6. Here she is listed $3.50, $3.60, all under $4 on the front page for the nicest version. There are other versions here, but they don't really compete with the original gold. I think it looks a lot better than any other version. So it's still speculation with Konami and what a ban list will actually do and how much of a reckoning it will be for the metagame. But I do think Konami has their ear to the social media grind. It's about how much it will be actually implemented versus them wanting to cash in on reprints and balance the game. I think Fiendsmith will still be a top engine. How dominant after a list, we'll have to wait and see. But people are hedging their bets there and with other past formats for this specific card. M7DT has done nothing but go up and is around $27 and quickly jumps towards $35 after the next ones are gone. So if you're interested in that card, you might want to use that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly. See the segues? But when it comes to this card, it does have a nice secret rare and a ton of very easy access versions that you can choose from yourself. So it's not like you have to play with the nicest ones, right? You're not that addicted. Yubel stuff, Yubel itself is down because it has a reprint, the quarter century secret rare in the 10s, but Phantom of Yubel, which is the deck a lot of people are hoping rises to the top, continues to come down in price and was one of those ones Konami mentioned. So here at $37.38, far fall from where it had been trying to cling around $50 to $45. And yeah, people are very shaky during Banlist Fear season despite a pretty solid metagame and a lot that probably will survive and translate to the next one. Mimighoul got plenty of hype today. Look at this. Look at people buying into this like crazy. Lowest one's around $12. What happened with it? Oh my gosh, new support. Oh my gosh, read it. It's kind of broken. Jeff Jones is already out here calling this card ass. And when it comes down to it, they would need to print other cards that directly interact with it. My Discord is arguing over the card. Of course, any card that comes out, people argue over viability. Most have settled on it being a one of and a win more card. And I kind of agree that with the traction you could be using for the deck, it does feel a little win more. It reads super broken at first if you just take it at face value. Like, it reads, let's go through it real quick. Once per chain, during the main phase, if a Memaghoul monster your opponent controls is flipped face up, you can randomly choose one face down card in your opponent's extra deck. And if it's a monster that can be special summon it to your field, but it cannot activate its effects this turn. If it wasn't, or it couldn't be special summoned, banish that card. You can only use this effect of Memaghoul Charm twice per turn. Two bodies, Link craziness. Yeah, it's still RNG based to a degree. You are taking away options from them. Obviously, your deck goes with this, but like, yeah, it does feel a bit more set up to be win more. It doesn't stop people from, you know, buying into the cards, spiking up the field spell, but be aware, this happens with every single TCG exclusive. It happened with War Rocks. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Farf. War Rock Mountain, baby! Stonks! Like, War Rock Investments was a joke, but when it comes down to it, like, we go back to Spirals. When Zodiac was a thing, and people bought it out every single time cyclically a new card was going to pop up for supporter, they were about to be announced. So this rush for it, it doesn't make sense other than it's history repeating itself and people falling for the same thing over and over and over again. Past formats are getting a bit more popular, and with Edison having taken off so much, people are looking for the next big thing. A ton of pros messaged me about hat format and looking for hat format cards from me, and I was just like, okay, but now the prices are coming through with that, and they were ahead like a couple of weeks ago. I didn't think too much of it. I've mentioned hat format before on Market Watch, but then Team Sakureso, or Sakureso, I always murder it. He said to call me Team Sakura, it would be funny, but he's another Market Watch tuber, and he brought me some cards today, and was like, I don't know why, and I was like, oh, hat, it all makes sense because people are going in. Diamond Direwolf Secret Rare is a lowest of around $25 near mint with one near mint unlimited left around 12. And we can see here somebody's even bought into a first edition at 22 when they were selling at 14, 11 not too long ago. It's a full-on buyout for this card. Now Diamond Direwolf will fit into some other past formats as well, but this card did have a lot of skill play talk back in the day. Lavavel Chain, the DT, is completely bought out here. $60. And when it comes down to it, the Secret Rare is getting bought up too, which is a nice version. And then the gold is even starting to go up. That's when, you know, people are a little serious about it. Digusto Emerald DT going down in quantities, and we have the Secret Rare also down in quantities as people look for other cards in the format. I've mentioned Castel a lot on Market Watch because back in the day it was towards 65 very consistently, got bought out towards 120 at one point but came back down. When it comes to this card, we see sales rates for it are suddenly starting to go up as people look for cards in this format. And then Breakthrough Skill has mega sales. The Ultimate Rare First Edition lowest is $50, Unlim at $40, but we can see it was bought out around that $22 mark, and had been sitting there 18, 22, 16 for some times. And we can see, though, some first eds a bit ago around 25, 20, so they did fluctuate a bit. Here's an $18 at the beginning of the month, though. When it comes down to past formats and calling the next one, I feel like a lot of people sink money in, let it go back down, sink money in again, and it's a bit of hopium too. I like hat format a lot. I think it is super skill intensive, and I do think there are multiple decks that could take off with it. If it's the version that has XCs where people want to be playing it, like, it does make sense, right? Like, it's towards the culmination of XCs, and I feel like there is a lot of love for it. There are other cards that are still cheap but are starting to get traction. You can see the sales rates. Like, this was selling for $1.25 to $1.50 a lot for Firehand Secret Rare, which is a very nice looking copy out of Dragons of Legend. But here it is, there are none under $2, and you still might want to get that sooner than later if you don't want to be playing a P Gold version or a common. But hey, play past formats for cheap. There's no shame in that either. But when you can get nice looking cards for cheap, that's what people are looking for ahead. The Ice Hand here, Secret Rare, is also, here's one Unlim that is under 2, but for the most part, if you're looking first edition or secret, the rest of them are all $2 and up now as well, where you could get them for $1.50 before. And I peeked over at Artifact Sanctum versions. The Secret Rare sales rate is suddenly up to go along with the hat stuff. So you can see it's not just, oh, well, it could be that, this, that. You can hedge your bets with past formats, but people are specifically suddenly more often buying into hat right now, and it really escalated this past week. Edison still has its buyouts. Dark End Dragon Secret Rare is ridiculously up in price, and so is even the OG Jump versions. They are just going up there. People want access to the card. Necro Gardener Ultimate Rare, also for Edison, seems way up. Every single first edition or near mint unlim, every near mint is gone pretty much, and we can see the sellouts here. Near mint unlim at 45. I have a name shift misprint of one of these. And then finally back to modern. Gizmek Uka secret rares are going. Be aware there is a comment out of the structure decks for the obelisk one, but the secret rare had come back down and is spiking. Let me know if you know the reason. I always love seeking knowledge. That's why when Team Sakureso, I'm trying not to murder names, when he reached out and is seeking knowledge, I think that's a really good thing. I do that openly here on Market Watch. So if you know why Gizmek Uka's up, let me know who's running it and why this ancient meme has come back from the grave once again. And since we got to all the cards, including the OCG ones, I want to talk figures real quick. The 6 Samurai Shi-En Legendary figure is up for pre-orders in Japan. Be aware if you're shopping Ami, it's a separate shipping charge later. I also wanted to mention Hobby Genki. This is a place I've shopped more. I have heard people where they get refunded and orders back sometimes from this site, where I haven't heard that from Ami as often, but I reliably ordered from here recently, and it is a little bit cheaper. You can see stuff like the Reveltech Neos is already sold out on Ami, but would still be available on Genki. I actually wanted to show this set specifically because it's sold out for $82 plus $4 shipping on Big Bad Toy Store. They have it listed here at $38, and then I think shipping is like $25 or $30. I ordered multiple so that I could have futures for giveaway or to sell them if it does spike, but most likely giveaway and have my own personal set. It is a blind box of 10, but usually when you buy blind boxes from Japan, you get everything in the set and then some repeats. And I do believe there's a secret not revealed one, where the first in the series was the LOB art for Dark Magician instead of an actual alternate card. I'm hoping that with Summon Skull Red Eyes and polymerization for the first time in figure form, we see Black Skull Dragon, but that would be speculation. But what isn't, the price is a lot better here versus having already sold out for so much. And then I also wanted to bring up the Shibuya Scramble Gemini Elf. I got this figure in. People were asking where to get it. They're on their final copies at last items in stock over here. It is a little bit expensive at $240, but I'm not seeing it at a great price too many other places. I haven't looked that deep since I already had my pre-order, but this is where I specifically ordered from, and everything came in great. This is not sponsored at all. These are things that I'm passionate about, I enjoy, and I got to the cards first for y'all who are glazing over at this point. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And again, huge shout out to y'all for using links, discount codes. It enables me to do some really cool stuff, not only with the channel, but then my collection, which will in itself become content. Like, a lot of people don't know every single DM era ulti we missed, and the only one not on my list here is the Monster Reborn from more modern. I just started hunting the PSA 10 to maybe add it on. I saw a PSA 9 for like $40, and I don't see too many PSA 10s. It's a much more modern print. It's not an old print for its ultimate rare. I think it's out of like Rarity Collection 1 or something from Japan. But all points aside, I got all the classic ones, okay? And I think that will make for a fun video. Thanks for watching, everybody. And again, thank you so much.